We are 18 days away from the NFL draft, and I cannot wait. I am excited to see who the Eagles bring on this squad, but I've been hearing a few things about what Howie Roseman has been trying to do prior to the draft, and it may interest some of you guys. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get it.
You want Philly food?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today I want to talk about what Howie's been doing at these owner meetings, at all of these scouting combine, all these events that he has been at. I've been talking to some of the reporters that have been out there and just trying to get kind of a sense of what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles and what they might be wanting to do in this draft. So we're going to get into all that and what I learned, but before we get into that, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, join the family. We're on the road to 10K. I'm not going 1,000 at a time anymore. I know I've been sick. I am back, at least for today. We'll see how I feel in a couple of hours, but I am back. And also, if you guys want to help me just fund this trip to the draft, I am going to be covering the draft. I have my credentials, got approved by the NFL and everything, so I will be out there. If you guys want to help, I will leave the link in the chat. If you guys want to donate or share it or whatever, it really does help. I appreciate everybody that has done so already. So let's get into this, man, because I'm excited about this. The Eagles have a lot of options, all right? And I feel like we've been saying that for the past couple of drafts. Howie Roseman has put this team in a very good position. We've been able to accumulate a lot of draft picks, right? This year, we don't have necessarily an abundance of them, but we have 4 picks in the top 100, which is always good. You always want to have those guys that you can go out there and pick, right? You want to be able to grab the best players in this draft, and the Eagles have that opportunity. Obviously, 2 first-round picks this year. We also have the second. We have a third. We don't have any real mid-round picks. I mean, third-round pick, I guess that's a mid-round pick, but we don't have any 4th, 5th, or 6th. Will we try to do that? So I was talking to some people, talking to them about what Howie Roseman was doing, who he was talking to, and there's a big sense that he has been talking to a lot of teams about possibly trading down from that number 10 spot. Now, who are some teams that might possibly want to move up there? The Vikings are talking about moving on from Kirk Cousins. They could be looking for a quarterback. The Patriots are having a little bit of a squabble with Mac Jones. They could be in the market for a quarterback. And there's other teams. There's definitely other teams. I mean, we can look at the Aaron Rodgers list. Packers might be looking for a quarterback. So there's a couple of teams anywhere from 13 to about 20, 25 that are definitely looking for to move up. So what does that mean? The Eagles are in a position that they are going to look to see if any of these quarterbacks drop. If a quarterback drops, I highly believe that the Philadelphia Eagles will then move down. And if they do move down from 10, depending on how far they move down, you're looking at reacquiring some of those mid-round picks and possibly a second-round pick next year, possibly a first-round pick, again, depending on how far you move down and how much you want to get in this draft. Now, there's also talks about Howie Roseman at that 30 pick possibly moving up. Now, we've seen this before, right? The Eagles have utilized, we saw this not too long ago, last year. We saw with A.J. Brown. We utilized that one pick to go ahead and trade for him. We moved down, then we moved back up to get Jordan Davis. I think something along those lines is probably going to happen. You look at what we have next year as far as draft equity. We have a lot of mid-round picks next year. I think we're around 11, 12 picks when you factor in all of the compensatory picks that we're probably going to get. So we're going to be 10, 11 plus picks no matter what next year. I could see the Philadelphia Eagles mortgaging some of those picks next year. Maybe the 4th, we have a 5th from the Vikings, I believe. Maybe you give up a 3rd to try and move up from the 30 spot. So there's going to be some movement in that first round. And I've even heard that the Eagles are not it is not out of the realm of possibility that they just stick and pick at that number 10 spot. There are some guys that they like. I have put out the report that they are interested in Bijan Robinson, and they are open to the idea of going ahead and selecting him at number 10. I don't think that that's the guy that they would necessarily go after. I do think that if there's a defensive lineman that they really like at number 10, that they will just stick and pick. But I do, again, believe that if there is a quarterback that drops and somebody gives us a good enough offer, we are in the position to go ahead and take that offer. So Howie Roseman, over this time, over these meetings, has been talking to a lot of different owners, a lot of different GMs, trying to gauge what the value of his number 10 pick is. And this is something that a lot of Eagles fans have been talking about, we've been worrying about, we've been wondering about. I don't even say worrying about. We've been wondering because, and especially me, I was wondering what that number 10 pick is realistically worth, because we know that there's not a whole bunch of players in this draft that people are going goo goo gaga over, right? Outside of quarterback, I don't know if there's a positional player that we wouldn't want that other teams would move all the way up to 10 for. Maybe a wide receiver, maybe you get lucky there and somebody wants to take a Quentin Johnson, or maybe an offensive lineman, but even in that position, I think the Eagles might stick and pick and take a Peter Skoronski or take a Paris Johnson. Defensive line, I have no doubts that if there's a defensive lineman that they like, they're going to stay there and they're going to take him. But I do think that they are open to all opportunities, all possibilities. They are definitely open to them, because there's no sense in not being open to them. The Eagles, yes, we definitely have some holes, and a top 10 player in this draft would definitely help us. But you have to look at the future, man. The future of this team is very bright on the offensive side, but defensively, we have some guys that aren't going to be here in a year or two. So you have to start making decisions, whether it be to go ahead and pick a guy now that's going to be a future for you, or going ahead and trading down and garnering assets so that maybe next year or the year after that, you're in a position to go crazy in a draft. We know that with Jalen Hurts' contract coming up, you're going to have to get some cheap contracts, and you're going to have to control some of these contracts. You're going to have some rookies on this team, or at least low-end deals that are going to have impact for you. You see all these one-year deals that we've given out. It is no coincidence. The Eagles know that it's not going to kill us. It's not going to, we're not going to be cap dead just because we're signing Jalen Hurts, but things have to change. We don't have a quarterback on a rookie deal anymore. So there's going to be a lot of decisions that maybe even Eagles fans look at and say, why did we do that? Look at it from both angles, all right? When something happens on draft night, I want you to look at it from, is this a now move or is this a future move? And I want you to kind of take it into account that way, because there's a lot of things that the Eagles can do that might not make us that happy as fans, because it's not going to be that sexy. But look, we might take an offensive lineman with our first pick. We might take a tight end in that first round. There's a lot of different things that the Eagles can do that on surface, maybe like, why do that? But when you look at the future of this team, makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. And there's a lot of good tight ends in this class. There's a good amount of good offensive linemen, whether it be guards or tackles that can move to guard. There's a lot of guys that I know are sexy picks, and you guys probably want them, but I just want you to be prepared for the possibility, the realistic possibility, that the Eagles probably trade down and grab a guy that they can have for the next 10 years. So I just wanted to get this out there. I know I haven't made a video in a while. I appreciate everybody that's been patient with me. I have felt like Vincent Van Gogh for the past 2 weeks, and it has been terrible. But like I said, we are, now on some better drugs. So we're going to be good. We're going to be good. Hopefully we're going to be good. But like I said, I am going to be out at the draft. So blessed. Shout out to All About the Birds. So honored and so blessed for them to send me the credentials again to go ahead and cover this draft. Again, if you guys want to help out, I will leave the link down below. But you guys let me know. I want to know. This is the question that I want answered in the comments. What's the best case scenario and worst case scenario for you for the Eagles come draft night? Let me know in the comments. Other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out here. Also, my girlfriend didn't want to go to Kansas City, but now that she knows Travis Kelce's going to have a party, she wants to go. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Peace!
Yeah, Fly Eagles flying on the team. Touchdown, time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog, or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season hit, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.